the channel. It's been a while, to be honest, but today we got a winter pickups video. Almost too many pickups. I'm gonna run through them. Hopefully you enjoy. We got a lot of different brands in here, different categories. So I plan to start with blazers, some light jackets, go into pants, and then more heavy outerwear. We also got shoes and accessories. So a little bit of everything in here. But to get right into it, the first piece is gonna be this jacket from Kiko Kostadinov. I've had a couple of videos showcasing recent Kiko pieces, a jacket and then a beanie from this current season. This is the one I ultimately ended up keeping. I was such a big fan of this season and so many playful twists on their jackets and accessories. I was pretty much eyeing everything. And I was able to try this jacket on at a Chicago boutique. It's called Notre. I'll put the name on the screen, but I just really fell in love with it as soon as I put it on. So in the front, you have this black jacket slash blazer style, but then in the back, it gets really crazy with this knit design, very bright and vibrant. I was saying before, this was like the mullet equivalent of a jacket, so business up front and just like crazy in the back. But I really love this piece. Kiko goes like ham with the details and it's all showcased here. So one of which is this collar buckle detail that you could strap across or you can leave it kind of hanging down. Additionally, you have the signature buttons from this season. And then of course you have this knit kind of sweater material on the back. It comes in here, which actually cinches in the silhouette a little bit, so you get that hourglass silhouette. I wore this to a New Year's Eve party, and that's the only time so far. It's definitely like a special occasion piece, but really stoked on this, and my first piece ever that I kept from Kiko Kostadinov. To go into the next piece is this blazer from Our Legacy Workshop. I did review this on the channel before, but I thought I'd run through it quickly in the cumulative pickups video. To be honest, this one is not my most successful pickup. I've been a fan of Our Legacy's double-breasted, unstructured blazer for a while now. They do this seasonally in a black wool, and I think it's just like such a nice take on a casual blazer. Because it's unstructured, you do see them styling it in a more informal manner with jeans and a t-shirt underneath. And then seeing it with this natural dye kind of like taupe colorway, I thought it was such a like great iteration of it that I couldn't help resisting. And so as soon as Our Legacy Workshop did this Natura drop, I picked it up like within the first hour, got up a little bit early even. And yeah, I have to say it's definitely not worth the retail. It's 100% cotton, and there's nothing really here that's like elevating it quality wise. It doesn't feel like that special, I guess. It's still a nice take on a casual blazer, but not something I need per se, so a little bit of regret there. I do have this for sale on my Grailed, but I wanted to show it nonetheless. Then we have another blazer, which is gonna be this one from Lemaire. As you can see, I definitely like focused on a little bit more formal styles this fall winter. I feel as I'm getting older, it's nice to have pieces that you can wear to special occasions and kind of elevate your outfit or look a little bit more. Casual styles are still fun and every day, but if I'm gonna be paying that extra price, I guess I want it to feel a bit more special. So this blazer is Lemaire's double-breasted workwear blazer. They've done this jacket in many different colors and fabrics. I think it's now becoming one of their core items. This is dark gray in 55% polyester, 45% wool, which was a fabric that they did last spring-summer. So I think this was actually part of their spring-summer 2023 collection. I ended up buying this from the store Stedbrook, which is based out of Colorado. Unfortunately now they have gone out of business, but last summer I kind of had my eye on this and they kept dropping the sale 10% every week up until it got to like 60-70% off. This had dropped under $300, which for Lemaire like retail is almost unheard of. So at that point, I just couldn't resist it anymore. And then like 3 weeks later, Stedbrook closed their shop. And so, yeah, they were just like continually dropping pieces until 80, 90% off until like all stock was gone. So I was able to catch a little bit of a steal there. I have to say, when this like shipped in, they sent it in like a Home Depot box with no plastic bag. So it was like crumpled in the corner of this big Home Depot box. And I was like, what the hell? Like it felt so like last second. They didn't care at all. So I sent them an email being like, hey, I'm a little bit disappointed with this service. And then like, yeah, a couple weeks later, they were like, we're closed. So anyway, happy to be able to pick up a steal from that sale. One special detail of this blazer is it has a strap on the side seam. So you can button this strap across, and then it's basically gonna have this side or this lapel lay really flat when the blazer is fully buttoned up. Lemaire just has this really nice attention to detail, and it just makes the blazer sit in such a effortless, easy way. Like it just sits so perfectly on that I think one of the best casual style blazers that I've ever tried on personally. The next piece, which I was debating even showing, but I'm really happy with this pickup, so I thought, why not? It's gonna be this zip gray hoodie from Reigning Champ. This is a waffle material hoodie, which I love, like different waffle pieces, and I think it's been a trend over the past 2 years, a little bit more on the like subtle side, but I've seen quite a few brands do it. My previous gray hoodie, which was some cheap blank that I've had for 7 years, the cuffs started ripping and it was really falling apart. So I decided I was on the market for a new one. And after donating this old hoodie, I realized a gray hoodie is an absolute closet essential for me. I just felt lost in my style without it because I really layer a gray hoodie under almost everything. I just love to have kind of a hood popping out, and then you're cozy, you're a little bit warmer, so it just is a big part of all my outfits. So I became like obsessed with this gray hoodie search. I ended up getting one from Satisfy Running, which I've since sold. The fit of this Satisfy hoodie was really nice, but it was a bit too thick to layer under like just regular shirts or light jackets. So it wasn't the most versatile hoodie, and you really need like a slim sleeve for that. In the current fashion industry, or the current styles out there are a lot more baggy and oversized for hoodies, so it's hard to find a good slim one. I digress, but this Reigning Champ one really checked all the boxes for me. It has a nice slim sleeve. The fit overall is a little bit elongated and slim, kind of this, I think 70s-ish style is the reference. Cozy hoodie overall, not much to be said, but yeah, a great basic. Next, we're gonna be getting into pants. This first one is a pair of faux leather sweatpants from Mihara Yasuhiro. I've talked about Mihara Yasuhiro a few times on the channel. Most of you guys probably are familiar with the melted sole sneakers, but I think the clothes are by far the strongest part of the brand. The last couple runway collections from him have just been some of my absolute favorite. So fun and playful, childish, and badass. Like, it's just this amazing combination. One of these Japanese designers that is just like unparalleled in my opinion. This faux leather style was seen across hoodies, obviously these pants, and then there was like these big oversized jacket styles, really cool fabric, and I just think the distressing is done almost perfectly. I tried these on in Miami in a bigger size and thought they were so cool, but the retail was something like $990, like close to $1,000, and I was just thinking, oh, it's not gonna happen. But then I follow this vintage store, Luke's NYC, on Instagram. I highly recommend checking out this like Instagram page. He posts the funniest captions and really feels like you're part of this community or culture around secondhand designer clothes. Anyway, he put these up and they were size 44, the smallest size, which because it's such a baggy silhouette, I thought I could make it work. Yeah, you'll really see on the unbody, but it's this massive kind of ballooning baggy style. The elastic waist is so nice because this distressing comes across beautifully. Then it also has draw cords at the bottom that you can cinch in the hem. That's necessary for me because otherwise they would just be dragging on the ground. Another cool Mihara Yasuhiro detail is it has this back patch you can sign your name on. Also, this QR code scans to their website, so if anyone's looking for ID, you just have to come up really close behind me. Next up, my favorite pants of the past fall winter, possibly the year. These are from N.Hoolywood and they're a pair of track pants. Now, they may look simple at first glance, but they're just perfect for me. I went through so much in order to try and acquire these pants. So I first saw them on the runway, thought that's a cool style, and then as some styles do, it just kept growing on me until I was like, I absolutely need these pants. I thought the side stripe was just done perfectly. The subtlety and different colors all go together seamlessly. Additionally, how it like hits a shoe, I thought was really nice. So I was just obsessing over them, but if you're in the US, one of the few places you can get N.Hoolywood is on Essence. They also are carried in like a couple boutiques here and there, maybe one in New York, one in Michigan called Today Clothing. So I was keeping my eye out on all of these different sites, and the only one that dropped these pair of pants or carried them was Today Clothing. But because they're importing from Japan, it was up at like $425. Whereas on the Japanese website, this was, I think, like $280 or close to $300. So just knowing that that was like the actual retail, and then I would be paying $400, which is a lot, obviously. I couldn't get myself to buy them, even though I loved them so much. So I ended up finding them on a Japanese store called Jack in the Net, and I had to like call my bank to approve like one-day international purchases so I could buy from this site that was in all Japanese characters. It was a lot and it spanned like months of searching, but they really lived up to everything I thought they would be. Such a nice pair of casual pants, and yeah, I'm stoked. I continue to be really impressed with N.Hoolywood. The last pair of pants I have is gonna be this sweatpants style from Greg Lauren. They're a double layer style, so you have these joggers underneath, a little bit more slim, and then sweatshorts on top. I have had kind of a love-hate relationship with Greg Lauren. It used to be one of my favorite brands, but the recent pieces aren't as much to my taste. I'm really not a fan of the like patchwork flannel styles. It's way too much in my opinion. It loses that cool, kind of authentic, badass style that the early pieces had. This is right on the borderline. This piece was from 2018. It actually has like the date tag inside, but there's still a lot going on. You have this really chunky zipper down the side, an extra seam on the joggers where it goes from kind of a cotton terry to a waffle material. Also, there's these white drawstrings on the hem of the sweatshorts. There's buttons, there's another drawstring. So he went a little over the top with the details, but still kind of a fun style. I don't know, they're a little bit cringy, but kind of cool at the same time. My arm is getting tired, so we're gonna take a little bit of a break. How are you guys doing? Don't really care, but just kidding. I guess I'll talk a little bit about my shopping experience. As I am shopping throughout the season, I typically save many pieces to Essence, but I've kind of noticed the Essence sale is going downhill. To newbies out there who are into designer fashion, it's like the Essence sale, like it's the best sale. But you see now, if you have really specific taste and you just like save, you keep to the ones on your wish list. I find that a lot of pieces actually don't drop that much. Most of my items on my Essence wish list were down at like 40% maybe. Some hang around at like 23%, you know? They do those random percentages and you're just like, this is terrible. And then they're just kind of like trying to flush out all of the bad pieces at 70% off. And it's like, well, I never wanted that, you know? So you're really prone to impulse shopping. But I find that actually most of the pieces on this rack that I ended up picking up were from smaller boutiques. And I really had to do some digging, so it was all over the place. But I mainly just see where the brands take me. So if I'm really focused on N.Hoolywood, for example, then I'm, you know, monitoring all those small stores that carry that. Speaking of N.Hoolywood, we'll get into another piece from them, which is this puffer vest. This is like some boss mode shit. I love this vest. It's a really oversized style, has a cotton exterior, and almost gives me like a little bit of military fatigue vibes, just with the wash of this cotton and then the snaps. You kind of have this vintage looking hardware. Yeah, I'm not like a big vest guy. Even like, I think last year we were seeing so many vests and I was just like, but this one is subtle but still feels exciting. I think that's kind of the line that N.Hoolywood is able to walk. Yeah, I can just see this going so well in like a tonal outfit, keeping with other shades of gray or green. So I love it. I guess that's it. Next one we got is gonna be this puffer jacket from Fumito Ganryu. This is called the graffiti jacket, and you can see that through the different asymmetry of the panels. So all across the jacket, the panels don't line up, they're like zigzagged. Even the zipper pull at the front goes at a slight diagonal across. Super fun take on a puffer jacket. One sleeve is actually longer than the other, so yeah, he did his thing here. Fumito Ganryu is such a fun and creative brand in the way they're able to change a very recognizable product. Now, Fumito Ganryu actually did 2 puffer jackets this season that I was eyeing, one of which was this shorter style that had a belt across the front. Upon seeing the lookbook, this other one was my favorite. It's called the slip-on down, but then I just didn't know if it would be that practical without a zipper. I live in Minneapolis, so the coldest of the cold, I just thought, you know, I need to think function first. But I guess my obsession got the best of me and I ended up getting both. So a couple weeks after buying that one, I just couldn't resist it anymore. I found this on another Japanese boutique. I think it's called Cave Osaka. I did like a proxy service to get this here, so another one that took quite a lot of effort and time to actually get in my hands. But I have to say, I'm so happy I did. Like, this is the puffer jacket of the year, the puffer jacket of my life. I think it's perfect. I'm so stoked on this. The length makes it actually fairly flattering, and then it has these somewhat hidden pockets over the front of this scarf kind of shawl collar, and they just sit at the perfect height. All the details are done so nicely. Because it's so oversized, it almost gives you like this hunchback look. Additionally, the sleeve and armpit kind of is a batwing style. Yeah, he just did his thing on this one. And I far prefer it to actually the graffiti style, which makes me look a little bit top heavy if I'm honest. So that's another one. Just selling them all. Okay, next we're gonna get into shoes and accessories. I have 2 pairs of shoes to show you, both of the exact same style, which is the Hed Mayner Reebok collab. I did a whole video just focusing on this white pair, so I'll actually show the other color. This one is the like kind of taupe off-white colorway. It actually has a greenish tint on the main part of the shoe, and then the Velcro strap that comes across is this light brown tan color. Very subtle and understated, a little bit of like earth tones, but basically just another off-white sneaker. I wanted this one because the other pair is such a bright white that I thought this would go better with kind of black pants. That's mostly me just justifying it, but I'm happy I did. I think by far my favorite sneaker of the year, and a little bit under the radar. I thought this would get a lot more attention, but people didn't seem to care. It went on sale on a couple different retailers, so I grabbed these both under $200. And yeah, everyone I've showed these to is like, that's so unnecessary. And yeah, they're still doing this collab in the next coming seasons. You can see him presenting more styles with Reebok in the next two runway collections. Lastly, we're gonna go into accessories, which I have quite a few pieces to show you. The first one, again, is from Fumito Ganryu. This is their puffer scarf. Like, I really need to learn how to control myself, but how you would wear this is just throw across your head, and then there's a buckle at the front, so that's how it stays on. But where it really like takes it to the next level is each of these panels have a zipper on them. So you can unzip and walk like so with your hands in the pockets. You could also put a phone in here, you know, and then zip back up. You're secure, put your keys. I'm not just saying that, I actually use them as pockets, so they're quite practical. Then, something I haven't done yet, but I guess you could do, is you can loosen up those buckles and carry it as a bag. Okay, that actually took a minute, but it would be like so you just be carrying it to the side. I prefer to wear it as the scarf where you can still use the pockets, but yeah, a super multifunctional product and a really creative take on a scarf. This is so cozy when you're in the car, you buckle it across and you just got that puff like hugging your neck. So really stoked on this pickup. Next up, we have this bandana from Satisfy Running. Not really a designer brand, but I've been a big fan of Satisfy Running. Their bandanas used to be this hyped item for them where they would sell out a couple of years ago. I think that's a little bit calmed down, especially for like $100. But yeah, this Polar Tech bandana is so cool. So you have this silver kind of nylon-y exterior shell, and then you have a really light green Polar Tech on the exterior. So I would just wear this around my neck, and yeah, once again, a cozy piece. Another one from Satisfy is going to be their coffee thermal balaclava. Now, I did a whole video about balaclavas. I bought 5 of them and none of them worked out, so that was a total fail. After this long, month of buying balaclavas, I really realized I just gotta go to the source, Satisfy. It's nice, I like the fit and the color, but I have to say this is incredibly hard to breathe in. I actually sent them an email because I was disappointed on my first run. It just felt like it was like choking me. So I'm debating whether I should punch holes at the mouth just so I can actually like breathe a little bit better. Like you can breathe when you're walking, but as soon as you start exercising or doing any type of physical activity, it is letting nothing through because the face just like veins you, and then you just are screwed. So yeah, it's really difficult to breathe in. So I gotta figure that out. But I still like the color, so you know, I don't know. We've hit the last piece in this big pickups video. Probably the biggest one I'll ever do, so leave a like if you enjoyed. But our final piece is this gray beanie from our legacy. I've been rocking this Acne Studios pilled beanie for a couple years now, and it's nice, but I'm getting kind of over it. So I bought this off of the Our Legacy sale. It's like 60 bucks, which is pretty awesome for an Our Legacy piece, and I'll just put it on for you guys. It's a pretty loose fit. And yeah, just a chill, casual beanie. It feels airy and light on the head, 100% wool, so I think they just nailed this beanie style. With a lot of these pieces, I'm looking for something subtle and versatile, but has that special factor, and I think they did a great job here. that's gonna wrap up the whole pickups video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know something you picked up in the comments or one of your favorite pieces here. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.